And good evening. Hello and welcome to this special Wednesday evening edition of DeWitt 3D Canada. My name is Tim. I want to thank everybody for being here. Let's check out and see who is on stream. I know some of you guys have been having a heated conversation, and my goodness, you guys need to cool it down. I mean, come on now. Listen, we have Joe Galaska here. We have Richard from the First Layer, my good friend Richard. Hello, hello, and thank you for being here. We have the Poor Boy channel. They're picking on you, Poor Boy, and yeah, you can be Canadian. You're an honorary Canadian, my friend. Um, let's see, Joe Glasgow, Poor Boy, Richard. Everybody's back and forth, back and forth. Look at that. We have Fadion is here. Hello, Fadion. And Nuno Vincent is here. And I know somebody, Rex Waldy. Hello, Rex Waldy. And let's see, James L is here. What's in the box, Jack? Yeah, there we go. Stream Elements is here. Hello, Stream Elements. Miles Clayton. Hello, Miles. How are you this evening, sir? Richard McLean from Las Vegas. James L is here. Mr. Ronco is here. Hello, hello, and hello. So I'll try and keep an eye and say hello to everybody as you pop in. I've got the chat showing on this screen here. I've got the big screen is just the big screen to distract me, and we have our little screens over here. So there we are. Never let the machines win. Mike, hello, Mike. How are you? Everybody like that smash button? Absolutely, for sure. Well, we had a box. How many we have on here right now? 14 people. Awesome to see. We have a box that got dropped off today by UPS. And I thought, you know what? There's no time like the present to go ahead and just rip this thing open and let's see what we have. A lot of the big makers that got these things earlier have done their openings and reviews. They've had their issues, they've had their problems, but I figured, you know what? Let one of these small fish in this big sea get one of these, and let's just see how it goes for me. Dominic Versetto, good morning. Hello, Wendy, and hello, Wendy. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for being on the stream. Ray Millard is here too. Wow. There's a lot of people here tonight. This is great. Hello, hello, and welcome. Anyway, crack open this box. I've set up a quad view here so you can actually see the overhead view, the side view as I open this, and the front view as I open this. And if you don't like this view, tell me, and I'll say, too bad. This is the view you're going to have. We'll pop this light on so we get some light, and let's go ahead and open it up. See if we can get it open. Okay. And it has not been opened yet. This is the first time I'm opening it. The only thing I did was rip off my address label so you guys can't stalk me. So let's go ahead and pop this sucker open. It's not one of those fancy wooden crates that the big streamers got, which is too bad. But anyway, so that's okay. It's easier to recycle the cardboard. Oh, come on, cut. Ouch, don't cut myself. There we go. So this is my first experience with this. Put my knife away before I hit a vein. You've seen people have better results with aftermarket print surfaces for the bamboo. Yeah. I'm going to try their high temperature one. I may end up getting a Wham Bam for it. We'll see what happens. So nicely packaged. I like the fact that they don't use that white crap styrofoam. I was watching the printer. Anyways, I was watching a live stream today from a guy. Oh man, I wish I could remember his channel name. Anyways, and he opened one of the old which printer did he open? Anyways, and it had the white styrofoam that had flakes everywhere. It was awful. Okay, so this guy, we have the cover that's on top here. So this is the cover for the printer. Is the first thing that's covering the cover. We'll put that down, and then we have some foam on the sides. Just going to toss this foam over on the floor. And over on the floor. And I'll look over at chat every little bit here to see if you guys have any questions. You think the front view isn't working. Front view. So this view here is not working. Okay, well, once we pop it out of the box, it's probably better now. Or maybe is it better just to go with this view here? I don't know. What do you guys think? Really, I can stick with this for now because there's really nothing to see up top other than a plastic bag with a printer in it. So, and what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to put it down on the floor anyways, so I can get some leverage here. And hopefully they put this in a strong enough bag. They did. There we go. Just comes in a plastic bag. And that's it for the box. So let's get rid of this. Don't hit the camera. There we go. Whichever camera I had in the lower right. Oh, there's there's no camera there at all. That wasn't a camera. Because I only had 3 cameras. So here we go. We're gonna open this up. So if I show you from the top, we have a drag chain. First thing we can see is there's a drag chain right here, and it's very well packaged, stuffed with foam. Okay, I'll just pop this plastic out. There we go. Some more recycling. Let's see, only 3 cameras. That's all I have. That's all I've had time to set up so far. But I've got 1, 2. I've got 3 other ones that I haven't positioned yet. So yeah, only 3 cameras. Oh, thank you so much, poor boy. I like this a whole lot better because I've got all this bench space to work with now. And there's not so much clutter in behind me for the most part. So, okay, there's the top. Okay, let's see what kind of packaging we got up top here. I'm just going to pop open the bag here because there's manuals in here, and I'm guessing there's going to be a manual that has how to assemble. Oh, look at that. We have some new stickers from Creality. Yeah. New stickers. Whole sticker sheet. I like stickers. Who doesn't like stickers? Put your hand up. I can't see anyways. After sale service card and quick installation guide. So just going to have a quick brew here and see if they have any specific way to undo the padding in there. No, pull it out of the box. Take out the power cord, move the chain to one side. Finally, take the gray foam out as shown. Okay, makes pretty much sense. So there's a power cord somewhere then. Oh, right there, power cord underneath here. And we got more gray foam. Move the chain to one side, like that. Take out the foam. There we go. And then we got another piece of foam in here. This feels heavy, so this has got some tools and stuff in it. And we have another piece of foam under the chain here. Let's see, this one. Chain's kind of, let's just see here. Here, we'll give you guys can see what I'm dealing with here. If we do this, maybe I can get you in a little closer too. Let's see. There we go. So if we come over this way, so we just got some foam in here. We just got to move the gantry forward. There we go. And this foam comes out. That piece. Oh, I missed the box on that one. And then we have another piece inside here, which is probably easier to come out with the door open, but hey, we'll just pop that out anyways. Okay. Okay. First impressions, just feeling this, this thing is solidly built. It's cast aluminum for the frame. It's extremely solid built. It's heavy. I would say it's around, maybe 20 pounds, 25 pounds. It's nice and heavy. We've got smoky acrylic sides, smoky acrylic glass front door, tempered glass front door. So let's go ahead and give you guys this view here. There we go. So it's a tempered glass front door. So we're going to pull some tape off the sides here. Let's see what's going on in chat here. I'm going to do my best to keep up with chat. Stephen Poole, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Really hope this printer turns out to be a good one. You like buying multiples, which makes the price point very attractive. Yeah. There was a box in that last piece of foam. There was? A box in the last piece of foam I threw out? No, it was just a, I'll just double check. But it was it had a piece of corrugate in between. So it was basically just looked like this. So just sort of a piece of corrugate cardboard in between the two foam pieces. So at least I didn't see anything else other than that. So, but thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate that. When did you receive your K1? This afternoon. It was dropped off around 11 or 12 o'clock today, or 1 o'clock, something like that, from UPS. So that's when I said, let's just get a stream scheduled. So we have some tape on the front door. There we go. And another piece on the bottom here. And throw this in the garbage. So let me just get this camera up a little bit for you here. There we go. Really nice, beautiful tempered glass door. Okay, really nice. So cool, beautiful looking printer. I got to say, it looks really sharp. We'll get a closer up look at things in a minute here. Okay, so we got this unpacked. Let's see what's in this little box. We have our display in here. So this is a touch display. Before applying power, please check the input voltage required to avoid damage to the machine. Okay, so we're going to find out where our input voltage selector is. It gives you that big reminder on here before you even install this. Thank you for putting it on a nice, easy, removable piece of adhesive so we don't mark the screen up. Okay, so that's our display. Nice, decent sized touch display. I'd say that's about a 5-inch display. Okay, and we have, looks like feet for the printer. 4 feet. And we have a spool holder. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Does the door open fully? I'll check that in a second there. Hello, Andrew. Hey, the first batch were lemons. I hope they have fixed the issues. Yes, I hope so. We'll find out. We'll be giving this a really good workout. We'll be printing some whole bunch of stuff on it. So let's see. Anyone started modding one yet? I don't know. Man, I hope not. I don't know. Swap out the belts for 9mm. They match the other hardware. What? You should swap out the belts for 9mm so they match the other hardware. Yeah, okay. I guess I could. Does the door open all the way? It opens. No, right there. That's as far as the door opens right there. Yeah, no, not going to get open any further. Let's just pull off this little side piece of film here. And it's not 100% sealed. A little bit of a gap here. It's going to be a little bit of a gap where this is. But depending on what you're printing, you don't necessarily need it 100% sealed. Okay, it comes with a nice 1/4 kilogram roll of hyper white PLA. 200 grams of hyper white PLA. We are not going to be printing with white because white hides artifacts. And white, you can make a white print look good on camera, like, gee, look at how good that print looks. You can't even see anything because it's white. We're not going to be printing with this. We're going to be printing one of the 2 free spools of filament they sent for it. Or we're going to be printing with some Polymaker. We'll see. In this little box. Oh, yay. I always wanted another pair of nippers. So we have another pair of those. That's about 12 for me. We have a nozzle tool, nozzle toff. We have a nozzle cleaning tool, which, by the way, is very similar to, oh boy, where did I put it? I have it way up over here. I have not talked about this yet, but Richard has talked about this on his channel, The First Layer. We have a no clogger. We have a no clogger tool, which is basically one of these, but much fancier. So, yeah, there we go. How cute, a micro mini roll. Yes, exactly. At least it's not one of those little sample, you know, I prefer that over one of those little shrink wrap sample packs with like 10 meters on it or something, right? So let's see. Idlers and everything was for 9mm belts. So you can, oh, you can. Okay, well then, hey, maybe belt's one of the mods that you want to do a 9mm belt on this thing. What's the print volume? I'll find that out in a second. I really don't know why they use 9mm. I think it's like 220 by 220, something like that, or 230 by 230. I'll look that spec up in a minute. Somebody in chat may know that off top of their head. It's not huge, but I wasn't concerned too much about the print volume on it. So, okay. As we continue, we have a, let's switch back over to this guy. We have what I think is a useless plastic scraper. Well, I guess it's not useless. It's probably better than a metal scraper to scratch up your bed, and probably can't cut your hand as easy with one of these. Okay, we have a wrench. Nice, finally a nice solid wrench for, I don't know what we're doing with the wrench, but we have a wrench. We'll see what we need the wrench for. And we have a variety of tools, including a nozzle changing wrench, micro screwdriver, and some non-ball end hex keys. Okay. And then, of course, we have the standard USB drive, because this does take a USB as opposed to the micro SD cards and stuff. So good. Thank you for going to USB, Creality. That's the way to do it. That's one thing they changed that Bamboo didn't do. Didn't do. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to just put this guy kind of away here and throw that box over there. Let's have a quick peek at, let's see if I can find the voltage selection switch first. They're going to tell me in the instructions here. So we've done everything. I've kind of gone ahead here. Okay, they don't tell me yet. So first thing they want me to do is install the display. So take out the touchscreen of the box and connect the touchscreen to the flat cable extended from the base according to figure A, then snap the touchscreen into the slot on the base plate according to figure B. The direction is as shown in figure, otherwise the screen interface may be damaged. Okay, so we got to install the touchscreen here. Let's go back here. We have our touchscreen. We have our interface cable right here. Let's kind of pull this. There we go. A little bit of tape on there. I'm hoping the interface cable goes in this way because, oh no, it's going to go in this way because this is the way it's up. And if I look at the pins, it's only going to go in one way, and that is the right way. And it is with my big hands. Let's see. Is there a trick to this, or do I just have to kind of guess? Yeah, I don't think this pulls out any further. No, it doesn't. And this has got a little bit of an inset in here, so I have to kind of feel my way and hope I get it in the right slot. No jokes. Come on. Okay. They need to make this cable a little bit longer. Unless I'm missing something. No, a little bit longer so it's a little easier to line up on the back. And then allow just to push it and tuck it in that hole. Okay. Either that or I just got to be a little more patient. There we go. In and in. There we go. That's clicked. Then we go on here, and it just should be a matter of putting it in the two holes. And pushing down just like that. And then the door open, oops, down a little further, obviously. And then the door opens just nicely. They got a nice little cutout in the door to go over the display. So there we go. Let's go ahead and peel off that screen, the protector on the display. Okay, what's going on in chat here, guys? Really hope they follow the open source rules. Yes, I do too. Maybe open the door. Oh, we got it in there okay. Aha. Bigger K1 Max. Yeah, the K1 Max I don't think is out yet. I don't think they've shipped them yet. So I think it's the full XY belt path, at least the first batch they shipped. A couple of reviewers. Oh, okay. They might have changed that. We'll have a look and see. Okay. So we've got the screen installed, spool holder. Oh, looks like it just goes right in here. So this just kind of, there we go. Spool holder sits on the back, which I don't know. anyways, we can talk about the spool holder on the back of a printer all day long. Number one, it limits you from pushing this back towards a wall. Number two, when you want to change filament, if depending on how you have your printer situated, you're going to have to get in, pull your printer out, reach in behind, et cetera, et cetera. It looks like our filament runout detector is right back here as well. Okay, anyways. So yeah, I don't like that that's in the back there. I can see having a different spool holder off to the side or something on this. So what was a Creality enclosed printer where they put the screen on the inside? Really? I don't remember that one. I don't remember hearing about that. Okay, I'm still got to look for that power switch. So they want me to load filament right now. I do not want to load filament yet. Install the product. Remove the screws. Yeah, I just want to find that switch before I forget about it. I wonder if it's on the bottom. I got to put feet on this thing yet anyways, or do I? There's already feet on it. I guess maybe these are anti-vibration feet that go over top of the regular feet. They must be. Yeah, they must be like anti-vibration feet to go over top of these other little rubber feet. So they don't mention that in the manual. So okay, but I need to find the switch. It's not so important for us as it is for Europe, because if it's set at 220, 230, it just won't work. Man, I can't even see in there. It is set for 230. So there is a little cover. If I go back to this camera, on the side here, right above my thumb, you can kind of see a little hole right there. There was a little sticker over this hole. And then deep down inside, you can just barely see the power supply with the switch. And it is set for 230. So we have to grab a, let's grab something a little more stiff than that. Don't go there. Where's my Allen keys? There's my hex keys. Hey, Maker Viking, how are you, Thomas? Golden Jaguar, hello, hello. Hey, man, if I've missed anybody, I apologize, but hello. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Okay, so we're going to just pop in here, and we're going to look, and we're going to grab that and move it over to 115 volt. There we go. So now we have a permanent hole in the bottom. Maybe that's good for airing out the power supply. And while we're here, let's do a little bit of this thing where we pull off the cover on this side panel. Oh, that's really helpful to tell me there's, I assume there's a cover on the side of this acrylic. That tape just kind of just, oh, come on. There we go. Oh, look at that. Ah, that's much cleaner looking. Much cleaner looking. Sorry if you're wearing headphones and you kind of got the brunt end of that. That's even a little clearer through there now. So we'll just move this over and we'll do the same on this side. There we go. So plug your ears. There we go. Beauty, eh? Ha. Beauty, eh? Okay. Okay. There we are. Whoop. Okay. Now, they want filament. So what do you guys think? Should I use the Creality filament or do you want me to use Polymaker filament? What do you guys think? What colors did they send me? So these came, oh, that's just a piece. These came about a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago. It's HP Ultra, Creality HP Ultra filament. This one is gray. Thank you for not sending me white. I appreciate that. And this one is black. So they sent me a gray and a black. Or I can throw a Polymaker filament on. What do you guys think? Hey, Tripods Garage. Hello, how are you, sir? I haven't broken it yet, no. Always pull the plastic off slowly and you have some romantic music playing while you do it. Oh, come on, Richard. I'm not. That's the what, the 3D printer porn where you have that 70s. Anyways, not that I know that music. So, Creality, or I have a variety of Polymaker. I'll just do PLA. Mind you, I should do PLA because I'm sure the test prints on that card are going to be PLA. We have purple, blue. That's Polymax PLA. We have purple, blue, Sovereign Silk, golden purple, stone blue, yellow, orange, white, dark blue, or purple in PLA from Polymaker. So nobody's giving me any blue. You want to do blue? Let's do blue Polymaker. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to run their filament because how do I know that they haven't formulated their filament to run really nice on this printer when we should be able to run any filament under the sun on this printer, right? So blue. Stone blue or blue blue? Let's do blue blue. Let's try this Polymax PLA. Polymax PLA, it comes in a 750 gram roll and it is stone blue. No, it's just blue. Blue? Oh, that's a nice blue. Oh, that's a nice blue. Okay. Let's put the box back up there, upside down, so I know that's the filament I'm using. Okay. And open at this end. I need my skizzers. That light seems a bit bright. I could probably turn this one out for now because don't think we need that one on right now. There we go. Okay. I like Polymaker. They say on their bag, they say, do not open from this side because on this side you have a Ziploc. They don't want you opening and cutting the end off for you to seal your filament up later. There we go. Put that back there. Okay, that's a nice blue, so you can kind of see the blue that is. That's a beautiful looking filament. So there's still time to break it. Yes, there is still time to break it, John, for sure. You print first with what they send and then right after something else. That way you know if anything else is wrong. I suppose so. But what they sent was white. And doing test prints with white, you can hide a lot. But you can't hide from this. So this goes right on the back on the spool holder here, and we're going to feed up through here. So let's go ahead and read and see what they say to do here. So you attach that, cutting the filament at a 45-degree angle. Yeah, standard. And then install the top cover, load filaments, insert the filaments into the deepest part of the Teflon tube until it cannot be moved. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to load the filament, here we go, into the deepest part of the Teflon tube, into the deepest depths of the Teflon tube until it cannot be moved. There we are. I was going to say, did they tangle this roll up? Oh, I see. It's got a little break right there. Okay, there we go. So we'll cut this at a 45-degree angle. I better get my angle finder out. Anyways, then we're going to feed this in. So if we go back here, we have a filament runout sensor here. Why is there a little blue? Huh. Let's get this a bit straight so we have a straight path. There we go. I wonder if they'll come out with an AMS type thing for multicolor on this thing eventually. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. So we'll feed it in until I can't feed it in anymore. It doesn't go anymore. Okay, that's in all the way. I'm not going to put the cover on right now because number one, I am running PLA. And I don't need a cover for PLA. Maybe after we do a little quick test print, we'll try some ABS. Are you going to print the super fast benchy? If so, you better use the HF PLA. See, and there's where I have a problem is high flow PLA. I'm not going to buy high flow filaments all the time. So no, I might not print the super pass benchy. We'll see. Before you, yeah, they haven't even had me plug it in yet. I don't think so. No, they haven't had me plug it in yet, and they want me to feed filament. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Load filaments. Connect and power on. Oh, okay. So they show loading filament in the same picture as it being plugged in. Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. So we'll plug it in. Wouldn't want to break the rules. Okay. So where's our power? Right here. Okay, we'll plug it in right here. And now, because there are some push down, blah, blah. I don't know if I want to connect and power on. Really? Before I remove the bed, the screws that are holding the bed down. Okay, so connect and power on, install the material barrel. Okay, well, that kind of scares me because if I power it on and the bed wants to move for any reason. Hey, Jerry, how are you, Jerry? Bump up the temperature when printing super fast with PLA? Of course, yes. Stream in the corner of the basement. Now he has a whole studio. Thank you so much, John. Yeah, I think I've come a little bit long way, but I've got to get more subscribers. Okay, we're gonna power on. We're gonna do what it said in power on. If that bed moves, I'll be a little ticked, but power it on. And we have the display showing Creality right here. And the bed's not moving so far. Machine starting. Okay, that's good to know. Do not try and raise the bed. Machine starting. Okay, well, powered on. Then then it says to feed the filament. Okay, let's feed the filament now that it's powered on. There we go. Oops, I got 2 steps backwards. I'm not going to put the top cover on. Now, it gives a caution here. It says, warning, when printing low temperature filaments such as PLA and flexible materials, remove the clear top cover if the room temperature exceeds 30 degrees Celsius. Well, 30 degrees Celsius is pretty damn hot. I'm not going to remove, I'm going to leave the cover off. When printing high melting point filaments such as non-PLA and non-flexible filaments, be sure to keep the forming chamber temperature with the clear top cover closed to avoid cracking of the mold. Cracking of the mold, or warping, or whatever they want to say. Hello, Cheetah Kid. Ignore that grinding noise. There we go. It won't move if it's screwed in place. No, it won't. And it still says, oh no, here we go. So we can select our language. We'll do that in a minute. I want to get to the point where it tells me to unscrew the bed. I really do. Install the product. Select the language. Click Next. Remove 3 screws, A, B, and C, according to position indicated by the yellow arrow. Click OK on the screen. I'm going to remove those screws before I touch that screen. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this. And I'll turn this so you guys can see with this other camera. Hey, actually, it might be easier. No, this will be good. And I just powered the machine off by mistake when I turned it. That's okay. Okay, we'll do this. We'll throw this other light on, get you a bit of light on the subject here. We'll open the door. Okay. Now you can see inside, or you can't. Let's just bring this camera over a little bit. You can't really see the 2 in front. You can kind of see there's a yellow arrow at the very back, right there. Big yellow arrow on either side. And they look like they are 3 millimeter Allen key to take those off, or 2.5 millimeter. Let's see, still not a fan of the spool holders. No, I'm not either, John. I'm not either. So, okay, I got to move this camera over a little bit to get in here so I don't bump things. So let's reach in and forgive my head and my back. No, it's 2mm wrench. Okay. So that means it's the bronze one. 2mm wrench. I know. Just use the keys they gave you, and you anyway. Nah, whatever. Okay, so there, and they're silver. So there's also a couple black screws that hold the bed in, and so the ones you pull out here. Come on, get out. Yeah, I need tiny fingers. Man, I have big fingers, big honking hands. I'm gonna grab my little surgical tools from my side job, just to pull that screw out. There we go. So these are just the little screws that are holding the bed down. Same as on the bamboo. So forgive my body, but I'm reaching in because this door doesn't open. I wish this door would open a little further. That would be convenient. And then I got to reach way back and get this third bed screw. There we go. Right in the very back, and hopefully the magnetic power of this thing will pick it up. It won't. Just get it back in there with my clamps. Come on. There we go, and grab that one. Okay, remove the three screws. Now the bed, we'll talk about the bed in a minute here. Okay, those 3 screws are removed. What's going on here? Your eyes are getting real heavy. Good night. Okay, poor boy, have a good night. Have a great night. You should put a DeWitt sticker on the back. Oh, I will. I probably will for sure. I'll put it right over this fan. No. Okay. We've removed the 3 screws. Now let's go to the front. Well, that's still not quite down all the way here. I've got it in the right spot. There we go. No, it's still not quite down all the way. Hang on. This display is still kind of in the way of the door, but it is down. It's in the right holes. Go down, 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 down. There, that's better. I just didn't have it pushed down far enough. Okay, let's go back. English. Okay. What's it saying now? Okay, so next, remove the 3 screws. Done. Welcome to Creality 3D printer. Okay. Keep the blue cube figure and debris clean, and then click. Keep the blue cube and the figure clean of debris. They want you to keep the OK button clean of debris. Okay, that's it. Now I'm on to Spanish. I guess that's all the instructions they give you. That's it. That's it for the quick startup. Okay. It says, welcome to Creality 3D printer. And it's all they give you. Okay. So we're on our own now, from the book. Quick installation guide. They tell you to remove the 3 bed screws, click OK, and when it says welcome to Creality, and click OK. Now when it says, it's got a picture, it says please keep the blue cube in the diagram clear of debris. So basically it's saying don't put any debris in the inside in the cube. And that's it. And then you turn the page and device specifications. So for those that were asking, the build volume is 220/220/250. 350 watt power supply, 350 watt rated. It'll print PLA, TPU, PETG, ABS, PET, and carbon. 100 degree for the bed, 300 for the nozzle, 4.3-inch touchscreen. Yes for power loss recovery, yes for filament detection, yes for auto leveling. 12.5 kilograms, the weight of the machine, which is about 25 pounds. I was pretty close. So, but that's it for the instructions. So I think we're on our own to figure out what to do next. Let her rip. Well, then I need to, I'm going to guess, this is just a wild guess, that if we go here, that there's a some kind of a plastic coating on the bed because there's a sticker. So if we pop the bed out, nice bed, really nice bed. And they actually have little tabs at the top for alignment of your bed. I like that. So beautiful looking surface. I don't know anything about how this prints. As you see at the very top, please apply glue before printing. So you're going to have to put glue stick on this. I have lots of that. Are you suggesting that a Creality manual is incomplete? I would never suggest that. Hey, radioactive scale RC. I would never suggest that, Mike. No, not me. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure there's no... Because believe it or not, I have seen machines before where there's actually plastic cover on the magnetic bed too, but this one doesn't appear to have that. So we will plop that back in. Now let's see if I can give you a view. Is there a light in here? There's actually a light right up here that's shining in there. You can see it shining on my hand. So let's give you an inside view of this thing if I can. So there's the massive fan, the auxiliary park cooling fan. We have our stepper motor in the back. Oh, this camera does not want to cooperate. There we go. We have a stepper motor in the back, which I'm assuming is the motor that's running all three of the Z lead screws. Okay, and then we have our bed heater cable going up in here. We have a fan, looks like an output fan or something right there. I know that must be, anyways. And then we have another fan up here for keeping the chamber aired out. And then we have over here, it looks like there's a wire with just a plug right here. So I'm going to assume that that is for, because you can get a camera, you can actually get an accessory, a camera and a LiDAR as accessories for this. So I'm going to assume that that is where the camera would plug in. I don't know, otherwise I don't know why this would be here. Just a plug just sitting there. It looks like, now as far as the belts go, 6mm belts, and it does not, oh yeah, they look a little bit, yeah, they're not as big. I don't think those are 9mm idlers, but it definitely looks like a 6mm belt. Or is it? Let me just see if they've changed that. Let's see if that's a 6mm belt. What's this guy saying? This is the new bamboo. Yeah, there we go. New bamboo lab bed. Whoop! Is my camera falling? Oh no. I was watching a delayed view. Okay, so let's take a quick measurement here. I'm curious. That belt looks like it might be bigger than 6mm. So it's possible. Let's just see here. Okay. Ah, it's a 6mm belt. Yeah. Okay. But those idlers don't look 9mm to me, but maybe they changed them in the second batch. Who knows? There is a little bit of play, which is fine, but there's definitely not 3mm of play in that belt between the belt and the idlers. I'm just looking at the back here, and I'm looking to see if I can see. No, they look okay. So it looks very much like a bamboo inside. So yeah. Please keep the casing inside clear to avoid impact and interference with the Z-axis. Okay, and let's have a look up here. We have our hot end. Whoops. Or maybe if I get a better view down here. That's just a bit bright is all. Oh, come on. Lower the brightness of that. Here. I haven't opened the lid of this. It's screwed closed. It's not magnetic like bamboo's is, so we can't really open that up right now. But we're not going to touch anything like that. We're just going to get the filament loaded and get a print started on her. So let's go ahead and see what we have to do on the screen as far as loading filament goes. What are you guys saying over here? People just noticed how bigger they are, so they probably think it was 9mm. Yeah, they're not that much bigger. I'd say maybe there's a millimeter, maybe 1.5 millimeters, if that, of play. Okay, so we have our screen off, 3 minutes. So here, can I zoom in on this at all for you guys? I just want to show you guys the if I go down a little, if I scroll down a bit, see if I can show you the interface here a little bit better. Why are you not letting me? Hang on one second. My little controller for my camera just crashed. Thanks, Windows. Okay, hang on one second. I just got to open that up again. Let me just open my controller up here. I'll get you guys zoomed in a little bit here. Okay. What is going on? My computer's going all wonky here. Okay, for some reason, and the other live stream I watched today too, there was issues going on. Let's just see if, I may not be able to zoom in. I can't seem to, oh, there it is. Okay, maybe this will work. There we go, there we go. And let's go down a little bit. I just want to try and give you guys a view of the display here. And there's a lot of reflection, but it is what it is. So, but if I get in here like this, okay, so it gives me a screen off, so you can set the screen off. I'm going to set it for 5 minutes. We have a plus and a minus. What's that do? I don't know what the little plus and minus does there. Device self-test. So let's go ahead and input shaping, auto leveling. We'll select both of those, input shaping, auto leveling, and we'll start detection. So nozzle heating, checking. So what it's doing right now is running through a checklist of everything. Hopefully that's not too blurry. So it's hotbed is heating right now. It's checking that. Kind of doing what a Prusa does when you first install a Prusa. Do not touch the printer during the self-check. Whoa, there we go. Did you hear that? That was just the bed going chook, chook, chook. I think it said, oh, I'm too low. Let's raise the bed up a little bit. Is that not focused? Maybe it is focused. It's probably just my eyes. Okay. Heat break cooling fan is good. Mainboard cooling fan, check. Input shaping, now we're doing input shaping right now. So everything's passed its test so far. Will you put the feet on? I'll put the feet on, yeah. Maybe not. If it's doing input shaping right now, well, it'll do input shaping before the print starts too. So I'll probably pop the feet on after this is done. And once I find it's permanent home or for testing, which will probably be down on this end of the bench. So now we're checking input shaping. Oh, there's foam in underneath. So let's pull this foam out now that the bed is raised. And is that all the foam there is? That's all the foam we have to deal with. Okay. Let's see what it's going to do here. Hopefully we can get a print started soon. Is there a selection for Canadian? Oh, there was. Darn, I had American selected instead of Canadian. Yeah, if you select the Canadian selection, if you select the Canadian on it, it's got Canadian and American. Canadian, it says sorry a lot when it has a problem, and it says, "Are you sure you want to do this, A?" So yeah, it does. Sorry, I can go and change that later. So right now it says it's doing its input shape check and shaping input check, input shaping. It's not doing much unless it's waiting to heat the nozzle. The bed is rising very slowly. Okay, so let's zoom out a bit here so you can see. Doop. Oops, wrong. Wrong button. You don't need to see my back. There we are. So the bed is slowly rising. There we are. I guess they don't want the bed to go too fast. So now the bed's going to rise obviously in home to the nozzle. This is a, is this called inductive? Not inductive. This is, apparently there's sensors built into the bed. I don't even know the technical term for it, but it's basically a pressure sensitive type leveling. Okay, there we go. Canadian who says oat instead of out. Oat. Get out. Get out. Sounds Scottish. Get out. I say out. Okay. Now we're going to get some shaking and shimmying going on here, maybe. There we go. Now we got some input shaping happening. Let's see how loud this gets. I'll stand a little close to the printer and see. We have steel rod as opposed to carbon for the x-axis. Steel rods. It looks quite impressive, this machine. It looks very impressive. We don't have any nozzle cleaning device, so there's that. So far, it's pretty quiet for the input shaping. It is vibrating. I can hear it. There's no way that would be picked up on the microphone right now. I guess if I shut up, you might be able to hear it. I haven't put glue on the bed yet. No, not yet. I gotta go grab. I'll go grab my glues. Actually, I've got a glue here from Prusa. From my Prusa printers, I may as well use it. I got all kinds of glue. I got Pink Elmer's glue. I've got Prusa glue. The Prusa glue smells better, so yeah, we'll use that one. It's mint. It's mint smelling. So I'm just kidding. It is not. What are we saying? Is there a poop chute? No, there's no poop chute. In Canada, it comes in gray color. In the USA, it's gray color. Gray or gray? Too funny. No poop chute. No, it has nothing for purging your nozzle. Mind you, you know what? There's a good point. Maybe they don't plan an AMS of any kind, because otherwise they would have probably pre-planned an AMS by putting a poop chute in for purging nozzle. So no poop chute. So the input shaping is very quiet. So far, the machine itself is quiet, but nothing's happening yet other than testing. So there we go. So yeah, right now it's just doing the little testing. So we'll see. And still checking input shaping, and then it's going to auto level. Then hopefully we can load filament and get this thing printing something. Now, I don't know if I have to load filament before I put the card in, or if it loads filament as the print starts. I'm assuming I have to load filament before I start printing, unlike the Bamboo, which loads filament as you need your print printed when you have the AMS on here. So I got to get out of that way of thinking. So good evening, Stephen Labad. How are you? Okay. Let's see. Voltage reminder sticker. Well, if it, oh, and we got another sticker on the Creality word here. We have stickers all over the place covering things here. I'll make sure I took all the protective coverings off. We have a QR code on the back there. I wonder what that's all about. That's a long input shaping. Well, I guess it does it once. I'm hoping it doesn't do this long input shaping every print, but I think you can opt to do that or not. Let's see what this does. Oh, okay, that's my serial number. So it's QR code serial number, so you can pop your serial number up on your phone. Okay, cool. So we're still shimmy and shaking, and this, again, it's pretty quiet. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting some good vibrations going on. Now the Beach Boys would be proud of this. Now, we don't want to touch the printer while it's doing this. And yes, of course, I should have put these feet on to do this, but hey, that's okay. This I don't think I'm going to get a lot of vibration on this bench. Earthquake time. Surprisingly, it's not as shaky as when I do input shaping on the Vorons yet, but it certainly does take a little longer. Very well built. I'm impressed with the quality of the build. I hope I'm impressed with the quality of the print and with the consistency of the print. Has a little, okay, so it's got a little port. I shouldn't touch it. It's got a little port on the side of the hot end here. There's a tiny little port. Let's see if I can show you that little port, which I find interesting. Right in, hard to see, but right kind of in the middle on the hot end, you can see the white, almost like that white in the middle. That is an open plug. Okay, so I'm going to make the assumption, and I know what they say about making assumptions. I'm going to assume that that little port on the side of that is where you would plug in the LiDAR if you were to get the optional LiDAR. So there's a difference between this one and the P1P. I put this on the same playing field as a P1P price range wise. So you can't put an AMS on this, but you can put a LiDAR and you can put a camera. I don't know what quality camera, because you can put a camera on the P1P, but it's a very low quality camera. So you can get the optional LiDAR and optional camera for this. It comes fully enclosed. We got the drag chain. So it's got a lot higher end features. Smaller build surface by 6 millimeters. 220. So we're speaking 36 millimeters smaller build volume. But it's more meant for higher temperature materials as well, without modifications. So okay, here we go. Now we have movement, and I think we're going to be doing the mesh leveling now of this, the Benchy. It's just doing its right now it's doing the auto leveling once more, and then we're going to get a print going now that I've found the instructions to load the filament. Yay! Miles, you're still there. Awesome. I figured I'd lose people like flies by now going through this whole thing again, but this is what we learn. I'm going to write this off to user error. I obviously pushed something I shouldn't have. Remind me to put glue stick on the bed before I start the print. This is Core's glue stick, all the way from Prague. It's not even English in it. It's Lepica Tekachana. Lepica Tekachana. I can't even read the instructions. It's a good thing I don't need instructions on how to apply glue stick. You're with me. Awesome, Stephen. Appreciate it. It's all going to have to be redone since the door was open. Stop it. Stop it. I'm not closing the door. Okay, are we done now? Did we quad gantry yet? Or did we bed mesh yet? Yep. This is what I get for getting the printer delivered on a Wednesday night, saying, let's just live stream it tonight. It won't take long. Bamboo's up and running in 15 minutes. No, I shouldn't compare. This is partially my fault. At least now I know if I do a complete system check or test or oh, that's funny. I'll show you something in a second. If I do a complete system check or test, it's going to take a while, and to be prepared for that. Is this a Friday assembly special? I think it is, John. I just noticed something on the front of the printer. That's interesting. Hang on, anybody notice? I'm just gonna point this just a little bit right there. How well is that showing up on screen? Anybody notice anything funny looking about the printer? First one to notice wins a prize. Okay, X-Photo Man, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. You glue stick all the time, so you have no problem with it. But what's wrong with the build plate that the firmware of the printer is telling you to use it? No, the build plate is telling us to use it. It says on the build plate, use glue stick. And so does the Bamboo on the X1 Carbon. It wants you to use glue stick on their high temperature smooth plate. Yeah, there you go, you guys. You got it. They missed the I in Creality. Maybe I got a defective printer. I just noticed that. We have a Creality printer. That's funny. It's obviously a decal. And they somehow, unless it peeled off when I peeled off the, let's see. Did it peel off when I peeled off the, it did too. It peeled off when I peeled off the sticker. Oh, come on. See if I can fix that. That's funny. I should just leave it. See if I can fix it. Oh, no, come on. Good thing it's not doing the input shaping right now. There we go. Oh, we got it. Ah, now it's a Creality. Yay! That's funny. It's not. Put it on crooked. Yeah, I should. No, it's not crooked. That's if I put that on crooked, then I should be shot because that's my business. Are we done? Self-test complete. Self-test complete. Okay. Let's see now. Okay. Don't touch anything. We go down here. Extrude, retract. I don't want 240. 220 is fine. Extrude. Okay, we're heating the nozzle. Make sure the filament's pushed into the Bowden. We are pushed in. It just doesn't say to have to push it any further. We're heating 180, 185, 190, 195. It heats up very quick. 200, 205, 210, 215, and slowing down as it reaches 220. There we go. Okay, now is it pulling filament? Oh, it won't let me pull the filament back out, so it's doing something. It's extruding, it says. I don't see anything coming out. Do I have to unlock this or something? We're at temperature. It's got a grip on the filament. It says it's extruding, but I don't see anything coming out, and I don't feel filament being pulled. Oh, hang on, here we go. Is the filament not going in far enough? We have a lock and an unlock lever here for the extruder. It's not gripping the filament the way I think it should. Okay. Now let's get the overhead camera so you guys can see what I'm doing here. So we have filament up into the hot end. We have a little lock and unlock lever here for the extruder. So even if I unlock and try and push the filament down, it stops. Let's hit extrude again. The hot end's cooled off again. Why? So obviously, I cut it at a 45-degree angle like they asked. It's like it's not getting in the extruder deep enough. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay. Let's pull off the Bowden tube. If I can get this clip off. There we go. Let's pull the tube out. And let's see what's going on with the filament. Okay, we have filament down to the end. Looks like the filament's broke. Let's cut it. Are we extruding? It says it's extruding. So let's force it in manually here. There, we're gripped now. Let's see if it's going to take it. There we go, we're feeding. Okay. So let's put that back in. Let's put the clip on. If I can get the clip on. There we go. And we have filament coming out. Looks like they had white filament in there for testing. Right there, you can see it coming out. And let's extrude some more. There we go. And there's our blue. Okay, good. Oh, you know what? There was a hunk. That's probably what was blocking it. It's hard to see, but there's a hunk of really hardened white filament there. I'll bet there was just a big little bit of blockage in there from whatever filament was in there. Okay. Okay. Come on. Okay, we have our filament out. Let's apply some glue stick to the bed. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Let's get something printing here. Glue. Don't want to overdo it, but hey, I honestly, I got to be honest with you guys. I've never used glue stick before. First time. I don't want to overdo it, but hey, there we go. Right to the middle of the bed. I don't know. So there's some glue stick. Did I put too much? I don't know. I've never used glue stick before. Okay, and now let's go ahead on the menu. Let's go to the files and Benchy and print. There we go. Here, we'll get you in closer so we can witness this thing printing a Benchy at supersonic speeds. Let's wait and see. Yay! Glue stick isn't needed for PLA. Interesting, even on this build surface. The bed says to use glue stick. I'm using glue stick. Oh, we have a big glob of filament up there. There we go. If you go through that whole friggin' half an hour, 90-minute routine for mesh leveling and everything again, I'm going to scream. Ah. Apparently, glue stick mixed with isopropyl alcohol. So you rub some glue stick on, you take a cloth with isopropyl, rub it, and apparently that makes really good bed adhesion too. So I think it was Teaching Tech, Michael, that had a video on that. It was pretty cool. Okay, what are we going to do for a pre-print routine here now? Now that I put the eye back, maybe that's why it did that, because I was missing the eye on Creality. What do you think? Do you think it was a little ticked off at me because of that? Every 20 print with ABS. Okay. You run glue stick and can layer up to 5+ layers. Works better than when it's not too fresh for me. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Now we have the fan going. The hot end is cooling down to 140. It's going to do a friggin' bed mesh, isn't it? Okay, it is what it is. It's a 17-minute Benchy, but it probably doesn't include the 30 minutes for bed mesh leveling and input shaping, and we'll see. It's cooling down to 140, which is okay. It just means it doesn't want to get any nozzle ooze on the bed. Our bed's at 60 degrees. There we go. Could you go any slower? Okay. Creality printers are better than Creality. What? No, I. Check. Yes, exactly. Use some hairspray when printing ABS or PETG. The glue is more about releasing the print from the PEI surface. There we go. Yeah. I've heard horror stories about hairspray, though. I guess if you spray hairspray on your bed while it's in the printer, you're asking for trouble. Take it away from the printer, you still get residue everywhere. I'm a glue stick. Well, I haven't used glue stick. Maybe I'll be a glue stick guy, or I could have even put nanopolymer adhesive on it. I have a whole crap load of nanopolymer adhesive too. So you're doing your four corners again. I'm pretty sure there's a way to turn all this off, but because this is a pre-sliced file and it's a test print, I think it's all turned on. Because I know, for instance, on the P1P, the bamboo, you can tell it that you don't want to do the mesh leveling for every print. But it's really no different than the startup routine for the Vorons, right? So when you think about it, maybe takes a little longer, but I mean, if it's going to ensure a good print, yeah, but this is just a benchy. So really, I just wanted to do the bed mesh leveling in the middle where the benchy is going to print. What's that called again? Is that not called, there's a setting you can do now in Clipper where it only does mesh leveling where the print is going to be. It does that on the new Mark IV Prusa as well. I would use the option that allows me to say nanopolymer adhesive in conversation. Sounds smart. Yes. Nano. Vision Miners. Nanopolymer adhesive. Exclusively. No, it's not exclusive. But love that stuff. I absolutely love that stuff. Never keep the door open or touch it when the bed is leveling and mesh leveling. That's including yourself touching, vibrating the table. Never keep the door open? Really? I have the door open so the camera can see. So, and I'm going to leave the door open while it prints. So it should not affect it. The bamboo is safe for now. Possibly. Mark IV and the XL. Yeah, they both have that that option. And you can get that apparently in Clipper. I'm going to be trying that probably when I rebuild the Trident. For sure I will be trying that. You're not turned on. Did I buy the Nano up here? You won some when they first announced it, but they couldn't ship to Canada back then. No, oh, well, the Nano I have, they sent me a bunch to use on stream and to show off. And I gave out some samples at the Calgary Maker Fair, etc. So I still have a fair bit of it left, but they will ship it here, I'm sure. I'm positive they can ship to Canada now. Well, they ship me the samples and the bottles, so they can definitely ship to Canada. Let's see. Do I have? Whoops. Boom, 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 boom. I have a small sample bottle. I'll get a hold of you later, Mike. If you want to try it, I do have an unopened sample bottle I can send you. I can send you one of these little guys to try it if you want to give it a shot. It's this one right here. It hasn't been opened yet. It's enough to coat a bed a few times easily. So just email me, reach out to me. You know how to get a hold of me, Mike, and I'll send that to you if you'd like it. Oh, it's getting ready to print. There we go. We are printing. And we have a very good first layer so far. Now, again, could be the fact that it's printing so fast that it needed to use its HF filament. Let's just see. Let's just let it go and see what happens. The bottom looks terrible. So the Z offset is good. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to argue that. But the it ran that bottom layer so fast that you're not going to be able to read that type legibly. Now, oh man, this thing shakes. Holy crap, this thing is shaking. Oh boy. Yeah, this might not look good. Maybe, as one of you guys said earlier, you needed the HF, the high flow filament from Creality in order to run this benchy this fast. But we'll see. Let's just see what it does. The infill looks like crap. I'm going to be honest with you and tell you that right now. What temperature are we printing at? 210. Well, number one, I think we should be printing a little bit hotter than that for this speed. I'm going to turn that heat up a little bit on the filament. Let's see. Yeah, this filament's a 190 to 230 range, so I'm going to put that up a little hotter because of the speed. See if we get a little better looking infill. The infill is very wispy. Perimeters look okay so far. See if I can zoom you in a little bit. What was that little cracking noise? What was that little cracking noise? Oh man. Can I zoom this in anymore? Yeah, I can zoom this in a fair bit more here. There we go. Whoops. There we go. It was the printer cracking. Infill is overrated. Yeah, no kidding. 230 degrees using regular PLA, you think? I could crank it up a bit more. Let's see what the infill is looking like. Yeah, we're still a little under extruding on the infill. Let me crank it up to 225. The filament's rated at 230 for a top temperature, so let's just see what happens. Oh, and they're using very, very sparse infill. It looks like it's like a 5% infill on it. I can see why they sent the rubber feet. I mean, this thing is we are shaking the town here. And let's be honest, if you're doing a decent print, you're not going to be printing at these breakneck speeds anyways. If you're just doing quick prototyping, great. Now, you guys know all that. I don't have to say any of that. It's not going to be a good looking benchy, but it'll be a benchy. And then we'll be doing some quote unquote normal speed printing on this thing. Cracking was a nozzle breaking like Sam's. Don't say that, Jerry. The bed looks a lot more level than other reviewers. Interesting. Well, they do have a, maybe when this is done, they do have a bed first layer test that goes over the entire bed, I believe. We'll have a look at it. Looks better once you turned it up. I think it does, yeah. It's got that trademark mark in the hull where it starts going up to the front there. So there's that little layer in all the benchies I do that has that little mark. Oh, there's a video on how to fix the door hinge. Could be. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, the door feels tiny little bit of play in the door, but not bad. Oh, you know what it is? I just found at the bottom of the print. I just found that at the bottom of the printer. So that little noise I heard was a screw falling off of something. We just found that right on the bottom. So well, it vibrated a screw loose. Where it came from, nobody knows. Will. There we go. Okay, so Creality, please put some blue Loctite on your screws when you put your printers together so they don't fall apart. So good news is it wasn't the nozzle cracking. Is it from the door? I'm sure it's not important. No, it's not a screw from the door. It would have fallen from, let me zoom out a little bit. I'm just laughing at the fact I found a screw. So it would have fallen from up here somewhere because the noise it made when it dropped. Here, let's just see. Oh yeah, it obviously fell from somewhere up higher. Anyways, we'll have to look and see where that screw came out. So maybe this is not a good, so far I'd say this is not a good first time printer for somebody. Number one, the instructions are not super clear on how to load filament. They kind of leave you hanging. And number two, there's screws falling off. Gotta love it. How we doing here? Yeah, I'll be interested to print a benchy at quote unquote normal speed with proper infill and everything and see how it looks compared to this when this is done. Because it's a benchy, it's not going to be the best, but hey, this is what you get for 17 minutes. We're at 43%. Our massive auxiliary fan is blowing a crap load of air. The bow, is the bow the front or the stern the front? I think the bow is the front. Actually looks really good. The cooling's really helping. Mind you, they have the front of the boat pointing towards the massive cooling fan, so that's why we're getting nice cooling on the front of that. Yay! Checking every screw before you start printing. Exactly. Maybe one of the screws you have to remove before you turn it on. No. Did I loosen and hand tighten the nozzle before printing? No, they didn't tell me to. Do they use screws to lock the bed down during shipping? They do, and I removed those 3 screws. So the ones to lock the bed down during shipping, so this is the screw that fell out right there. Oops, right there. And these are the screws that lock the bed down during shipping right here. So it's definitely not a screw holding the bed down. I shouldn't have to tighten the nozzle when I get it because they've obviously run test filament through it. So the nozzle should have been ready to print right out of the box. So no, I didn't tighten the nozzle. Oh, over tighten causing the cracking. Oh, that's why you said that. Okay, see, I haven't heard that. Okay. Well, that's good to know, Michael. That's something I can check. But if that's the case, that should be covered under warranty. God, that is one ugly benchy. But, yeah. I'll be doing a video pitting this up against Bamboo down the road. We'll be running same models. No, not the same build surface. No, not this. I got criticized for that once when I compared two printers. They're saying wasn't the same slicer. It wasn't the same. Well, that wasn't the point. The point was, anyways, whatever. There we go. Sam's nozzle. Yeah, I saw his video when he showed his broken nozzle. You got your shipping notice today? Awesome. You shouldn't go out of your way to fix Creality's poor QC. Exactly, when you're demonstrating the product. For the rest of us, it's probably a good idea to check a few things. Yeah. No, and that's why I'm not doing. That's why I didn't check to see if all the screws were tight. That shouldn't fall out of a brand new product that I just opened. That should not happen. Other than that, I haven't checked anything. Yeah, maybe this bench is going to look a little crappy because they do recommend using their HF filament. Oops. Okay. Look what just fell out. Did you hear that? So now, and this one did fall from under the bed. So now we have 2 screws that fell out of it. 2 screws. Are you frigging kidding me? 2 screws. I know that one came from under the bed. What the heck is going to fall off next? Like now there's a board under there that's screwed in. Okay, I feel the screw there. I'm trying to feel if I can feel where the screws might have come out of. There's a screw there. Yeah, right there. And right there. I can feel where the screws fell out of. 2 screws. Thanks, Joe. I do have video proof. I don't know if you could hear that fall. But I can show you. Hang on, I can try to show you. So I can feel back in the back. I can feel a little O or U groove or whatever, and I can feel a screw there. I can feel a screw there where it's obviously mounting the bed to something. And up here, there's a screw missing right there, and there's a screw missing right there. That's where these 2 screws fell out of. I'll bet if I try, yeah, right there. Look. I can lift the bed. See that? So the screws holding the hot plate down to the, that's why we're going to have a layer shift here now. But look at that, right there. So I can move that around. That shouldn't happen on a printer that was just opened. So Creality, watch this video. I'm sorry. Loctite. Have you ever heard of Loctite? Especially when you have this much vibration, Loctite. So I'll be taking all 4 of those off and Loctiting them. So yeah, and that's probably part of the reason why this benchy looks so shitty. Because the bed is not solid. We have moving bed. Free floating bed design. Yeah, hey, here we go. There you go, James. So that's exactly where they came from. So yeah, this bed is, yeah, you can see, look. So the benchy, this benchy doesn't count because the bed's not tight. So we're going to have to put those screws back in. And yeah, it looks shitty since I've been wiggling the benchy around too. So all it takes, Creality, is a little bit of this. Just a little bit of this on each screw, which I will be putting on. I'm waiting for 3 and 4 to fall off so the bed just free floats now. Holy, they're loose. I can turn these other ones. I can turn those other 2 screws by hand. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I can turn them by hand. Given time, they're going to fall out. Maybe they shouldn't be. I don't know. Like, do you snug? They got to be snugged right down. This is not like the Voron where you leave. Well, you might leave 1 loose like on the Voron, but you don't have all 4 loose screws. But look, I can I could literally unscrew this one right back here by hand. Look, now I'm not going to pull it out the bed. I don't want to ruin my nozzle or something, but yeah, I can unscrew those too. But yeah, that's part of the reason this benchy looks so shitty. We'll let it finish, and then we'll put those screws back in. But yeah, start a pool on whether another falls out before the end of the print. I turned the other one a little snug, but I didn't. The back right one, I didn't. Was there a QC label that identifies the guilty party? Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, that's why they made the printer so fast. You got to finish the print job before the screws fall out. Can you imagine if I had said, okay, let's just start a print. I'm going to go to bed. I'd come down in the morning, brand new printer. I'm just going to do a nice big print. I come down in the morning and the printer's falling apart on the bench because all the screws are anyways. Just send me the kit. I'll put it together better myself. Jeez. Wow. Oh, no, don't cancel the order. I mean, check your screws, though. Check those bed screws for sure. But I like that. They made the printer so fast, you got to finish the job before your machine falls apart. Well, there's our smokestack finishing. That's a benchy to keep. I should keep that benchy and embed 2 screws in it. That's unreal. I thought 1 screw, okay, but 2 screws. And I almost guarantee that one back right one, this one under here is probably almost, it is finger loose. Like it is, oh, wow. That's just crazy. Wow. I'm kind of glad that happened on the live stream. I really am. Nobody would believe me otherwise. Like, really. It's like, oh, yeah, sure, the screws for the bed fell out while you're, yeah. Sam breaks a nozzle, I have loose screws, so. That's funny. Okay. We're almost done here, 99%. And we should be done any second now. Here, let's wiggle it. Let's wiggle it a little bit so that the chimney's not perfect. There we go. Yay, present me with a shitty print. Yeah, look at this. Okay, watch. So right now, there's the bed. Look. There's the bed. That's why this thing looks. Oh, and it did a little brim too. Yeah, look at the bottom layer, no wonder. All those loose screws. And that's the whole, most of the top part there is where I wiggled the bed when the screws fell out. But I guarantee that this really shitty quality is because of the loose bed. So it actually was a 17-minute print. There we go. Yeah, if you want to call that a 17-minute print with loose screws. So let's go ahead and I'm just gonna, like here, let me move this a little bit. I just want to raise the bed. Finish. Let's raise the bed up a bit here. Where's the moving command? There. 30 millimeters, and we're going to move Z up. Return to the axis before moving. Please return the axis before moving. Oh, it wants me to home it. Okay, we'll home it. Okay, this auxiliary fan does not need to be on right now to cool off the hot end when it stops. When the print stops, this fan should stop. Now it's returning to home position, and boy, is it ever homing slow. So meantime, while this is homing, I can reach in under here. I think I just confused it. Oh, I better not touch it while it's trying to home. It's got like sensitivity training, and it doesn't like to be touched when it's going home. So check that all the screws and belts are tight. Then put it in the manual. John, I agree. As a streamer that builds Vorons, etc., yeah, you got to check your screws are tight and everything. But on a printer like this that somebody buys as their first printer, should they really have to check to tighten all their screws and belts, or should it just work? Especially when it's advertised as an out-of-the-box plug-and-pray printer. I mean, it should be in the quick start guide. Number one, the quick start guide should include how to load filament. I mean, I could figure it out, but you shouldn't have to dwell into scanning the QR code and searching to the end of the manual on how to load your filament. And if they want you to check all your screws are tight and everything, that should be in the manual. I'm not arguing that you're right about that, but it should be in the manual. Yeah, if it says to check for wobble, then you do. Otherwise, it's left. Exactly. That's why I don't check it. Okay, so here we are. Bed's all the way to the top. I can reach under. Notice I don't have a hex key with me. And there we go. There's another screw, undone by hand. And under here, there's the fourth bed screw. Boom. They were that loose. So I'm going to go ahead. Where's my rag? This Loctite's kind of toxic. So I'm just going to quickly drop a Loctite. So I'm going to move this camera a little bit. See if I can feel the hole. There we go. Okay, we'll just put these back in properly. So they don't vibrate out again. Let's get in the back here. There we go. Exactly. I shouldn't have to do what I'm doing right now. Can you imagine somebody brand new to 3D printing getting this and 2 screws fall out during their test print? They wouldn't know what to do. Like, I guess some of them could probably figure it out, but like, come on. And yeah, how tight are these supposed to be? Are these supposed to be torqued right tight? Are these one of them supposed to be left loose for bed expansion? Probably not, but we're not gonna. And let me get this one in. Okay, now there's how the bed should be. Okay, like that's okay. So let's just what time are we at here? 9:30, 2 hours. Let me just do this. Let me start that one. I'm going to do a different thing here. I'm going to, I'm not going to bother with any more glue stick, but I'm going to go here and I'm going to do the 18-minute, or there's a 7-minute, what is that, a 600 S? Oh, that's the speed test. Let's do the speed test. It is a 6-minute print, 7-minute print. We're going to do the speed test on it. We're going to give it a good speed test since we got the bed screws fixed here. We're going to run the 7-minute speed test print. And I will come on another time and I will do the, there's a print that you can do to check the bed, first layer leveling on the bed and everything, but I don't want to wait that long tonight. The stream's gone on longer than it should have as it is. So Wrong hole. Thanks, friendship. A novice probably describes. Yeah, Creality's assembly. Yeah, there we go. Good one. Remember, though, folks, that the shipping environment exposes the package printer to a lot of shock, impact, and vibration. This is not common in the end user environment. Mike, good point. It's not common. It's the first time it's happened to me. But these had to be fairly loose, but especially in a printer that vibrates so much, a dab of Loctite, a drop of Loctite makes a huge difference. So, huge difference. So we'll let this one go. We're going to do this quick print. It's a 7-minute print. After it does its 50-minute mesh leveling, kidding, and then we'll call it a stream. But we'll just let this go now that I've tightened the bed down. I'm not going to judge this benchy, this benchy because of it was a loose bed. I'll do another speed benchy with the same filament next time, and we'll just compare it and see what the difference is. Because yeah, this is well, I don't have to tell you this is crappy. Although the smokestack actually looks pretty decent, considering. So, but then mind you, the printer's going a lot slower on the smokestack. So, oh, there's a good look now that I can focus on the camera. There's a decent look at those at that Galaxy dark gray from Polymaker. Although the camera makes it look lighter gray than it is. Anyways, put on the feet. Okay, well, let's see. Can I sneak the feet on here? Let's see. Before it does its, let's sneak the feet on while it's doing its thing. Did they make it? Are they on? Oh, let's just do this. What the heck? Oh, what am I doing? Put on the feet, he says. Sure, let's put on the feet while it's doing its bed meshing. There we are. Okay, we got the feet on. All it's doing is mesh leveling right now. It didn't do its input shape. Oh, it's a little quick input shape thing. There we go. All 4 feet are on. There we go. That should dampen some of the vibration. Oh, here we go. Let's open that again. There we go. Hey, Teza. When you email Creality about this, let's scare the crap out of them. Tell them 2 screws fell out and you almost lost an eye. I did lose an eye. I did lose an eye, if you remember. Oh, too funny. I lost this eye, but I found it. I put the feet on, and now the door wants to close. Interesting. Stay open, door. Stay open. Stay open. There we go. Oh, you're going to sneak close if I... There we go. We'll just get this last 7-minute thing done and call it a day. Oh, man. Let's see how the top fits. I don't care what it's doing. Oh, top fits nice. Wonder if it's going to... Oh, yeah, good. The Bowden tube rubs a little bit on the top, so it's going to eventually mark the inside of the top cover. This should show off its hyperspeed thing here as soon as it finishes the mesh leveling. No, the one screw, the first screw was while it was printing, the benchy. The more assembled they come, the worse they are. Yeah, isn't that true? No, the eye didn't. Well, the eye came off. They had a plastic covering over it, and when I pulled the plastic covering off, the eye came off onto the plastic. It was like it was as if it was a masking sheet, and it shouldn't have. I mean, it shouldn't have come off. It did. So theoretically, this is just silver vinyl. I could pull it all off, and actually, what I should do is just take the C off and say, "Hey, this is reality." There we go. The C doesn't belong there, because this is reality. What happens in real life. I still say that Creality stands for create reality. Two FDM, and I wouldn't say this is. I'm not saying it's a bad printer. I can't judge the print right now because of what happened with the bed. I'm not going to say it's a bad printer because 2 screws fell off. I'm going to say the quality control was perhaps could have been better. They could have put a little bit of Loctite on those things to prevent that from happening. And as Mike said, it could have been in shipping. I mean, we don't know what happened in shipping, the movement and everything, but that should all be sort of accounted for. But I'm not judging the overall quality of the printer by that. No, I'll be doing a lot more testing on the printer. But I will be letting them know about those issues, and I will also be letting them know that they need to address some of this stuff in the manual. So, in my opinion, they probably don't give a crap about a small guy like me, but hey. Yeah, the eye fell off. Yeah. The calibration can be skipped via an option in the slicer. Okay, perfect. Good to know. XSV Force. Agreed. Yeah, what are you doing up so late, Tim? Ben, watch my video. You'll know why I'm up so late, but hopefully I'm done this within the next 10 minutes. Okay, here we're doing our speed print right now. Here we go. Oh, the door's here. Let's get the camera on. There we go. We're doing our little speed test, 7-minute speed print. Apparently it's going to speed up like anything here in a minute. Now this is when you can actually see the actual speed of the printer when it's doing almost like a continuous vase mode type thing. You're not going to get these speeds in reality when you're doing a complex print because you cannot build up enough acceleration and speed to keep it maintaining because you're hitting corners and edges and curves, etc. So here we go. And this is not with their super fast filament. So here we go. That's fast. It's impressively fast, but it's not realistic. Well, it is if you want to do a print like this. If I had to print 100 of these things for whatever reason, then great. I could crank them out. And yeah, the anti-vibration feet that are on there are... The printer looks like it's moving a lot. Bamboo has a similar thing. I have the anti-vibration feet on my P1P, and it moves a lot like this, but it is compensating for the movement, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get into all the science behind it. But I can tell you that the walls of this are looking a hell of a lot better than the Benchy did. It's because I tightened the bed. There's no screws falling out now. Yeah, it's the QC is the problem. It's probably a very good printer. We'll see. But fix the QC issues. If this was my first ever 3D printer and I didn't know what I know now and I don't have the 3 years experience behind me and et cetera, I probably would have sent it back by now. I probably would have, when the screws started falling out and I saw that shitty looking print, or even better. Let's suppose those screws just hung on by a thread. I did that test print and looked at the quality of this test print. I probably would have said, oh, this is crappy, and sent it back. Yeah, this looks a whole hell of a lot better than the Benchy did. And it's running a lot faster. Let's see if I can zoom that in a bit for you. The door's going to shut, so bear with it. Bear with me. Whoops. There we go. Whoop. Whoa, camera. There we go. Let's get that door out of the way. Shaking is crazy, but it's not affecting the quality of the print. Bamboo shakes just as bad when it's doing a fast print too. You're so impressed they use die casting for the frame. Yes, absolutely. Watch the Amazon return places for deals. Oh, yeah. All that shaking and no layer shift. No. No, it's the way, with the input shaper combined with the anti-vibration feet, that is a very, very smooth print. Stupid smooth, actually. Well, you can see it. Yeah, it's kind of a little bright light there. But if I were to, yeah, you can kind of see that. I think I can zoom in a bit more. This door is going to close. The door. I don't like the fact that the door. Well, theoretically, you're going to be printing with the door closed anyways, but the door's not staying open too easily. And I don't think I can. Let's see if I can zoom in with this hand, because I can still zoom in a little bit more, just to show you the layer, the quality of what it's doing. There. There, you can see it there. No layer shifting, nothing. I mean, that looks really good. Considering how fast and the shaking, yeah, look at that. The shaking is relative, exactly. Between the frame and table doesn't matter. What matters is between the frame and the print head. You can print on Jello and it doesn't matter much. I agree. Well, you think about it, Ben, you think about it, and what do they pay wage-wise? How many workers do they have? Do those workers give a crap about what they're doing, or is it just a job and a paycheck for them? Was this printer assembled on a Friday afternoon and those screws got put in at like 4 o'clock when it was about time to go home? There is, you forget the 3D printing industry. Look at the car industry. Look at any industry when there's mass manufacturing involved. What day of the week was a car manufactured? I mean, it happens in every industry with quality control, depending on the staff, depending on what day of the week it was, depending on what mood they were in. The staff member that put those screws in could have been going through a divorce. He could have just lost a relative. You don't know. So I tend to be a very forgiving person. But as I say, I'm not judging the quality of the printer based on a few loose screws. Yeah, it sucks, but fortunately it happened to me. And hopefully it doesn't happen to somebody else that doesn't know what to do. Oh yeah, it's not budging on the desk. It is not moving a millimeter on the bench at all. But look at the clean print. That is great. Oh yeah, Creality's the one that got the one of the ones that started in getting the consumers into 3D printing. I think if it wasn't for Creality in the early days, 3D printing wouldn't be where it is today. I don't like a lot of their printers. I think a lot of their printers are a waste of energy and time, but I think they've done good with this one. Holy crap, that is a smooth surface. Holy crap, how far along are we? 81%. We'll pull this off the bed when it's done and have a quick look at it, and then we'll call it a night. But I will stream again about this printer. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Richard. Doesn't look like a typical Creality print. No, it doesn't. It looks much better than a typical Creality print. But as I say, you're not going to get this kind of speed out of your average print that you're going to do. Like, I'm not going to print boron parts at this speed. There's no infill on this either. This is just strictly a vase mode print. I can print a really big vase very fast. That's impressive. I am very impressed by this. Can you imagine if I'd have done this first with that loose bed, how this would look? Yeah, this bed is not budging now. Unless some more screws are going to fall out from somewhere else. We're at 98%. We're almost done. And the filament temperature is 240, just so you know. There we go. 240 degree filament. Print is done. Let's back the camera up a little bit here. And it's going to cool off. I still don't like the fact that it runs that big auxiliary fan for cooling off the hot end. It doesn't need to. There we go. Okay. Although it parks the hot end right over by the auxiliary fan, so I guess that makes sense. Okay. Look. Whoa. Yeah, that is nice. I don't know. Let's see if we can get a... I mean, you can see how thin the layers are because you can see right through it, but... Come on, focus on this. Come on. But that is a smooth, even in the corners. Oh, come on. Even in the corners. That's a smooth print. That's beautiful. Let's see if it shows better on this other camera. This other camera has truer colors. Let's see. Oh, but I'm not in the light at all here, so darn. No, it's terrible. Sorry about that. I don't have all my cameras set up for close up and everything yet, but I will. Maybe the I have 3 set up. Maybe let's just see, the overhead camera might give a decent view of this. There we are. You can kind of see that. Like, I mean, that is extremely smooth surface. That's impressive. So there we go. Let's see. Creality has always been known for cheap rather than quality, but they sell a lot of printers and their after sale costs are zero. Exactly. 2 hours to tighten down the screws and clean up the QC issues with $1,000 in savings. 100 millimeters per second faster than the bamboo, and the company isn't going anywhere. Exactly. Pretty impressive without a filament tune. Yeah, let's pop this off. There we go. It's got a little bit of a brim on it, but yeah, that is like, holy crap. That is smooth. I mean, I'll have my close-up camera next time I stream, but that is stupid smooth compared to the Benchy, but come on, really. So, wow. Okay. Well, that's my first look. Overall, I'm impressed with it. I'm not gonna knock them because of the quality control issues, because that can happen to anybody anywhere. It's just unfortunate it happened on here, but it's maybe something when I do a final video of this, something to warn people that are potentially getting one of these is, yeah, just especially those 4 bed screws, just check those tightening on those, and if there's not, just put a dab of Loctite or something on them. So, but it is 10 o'clock at night here, and I think it's time for me to go to bed. So I am going to say goodnight to everybody. And I want to thank everybody for hanging out. Thank everybody for the likes. And I know everybody on here is subscribed to my channel. With the new studio layout, we're going to be doing a lot more down the road. We have a lot planned. I'm going to be doing more shorter videos, and I'm going to continue doing my Sunday night live streams. We've got Rat Rig build coming up. We got Trident build coming up. We got Voron 0.1 to Voron 0.2 upgrades coming up. We have a lot of things on the schedule coming up as we move through 2023. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and we'll catch everybody next time. I'll give a little bit more notice when I'm going to go live with this, but this definitely deserves more testing now that we've got things tightened up. So let's see. They said they have fixed the extruder issue. Some people in China start receiving new extruder already, and any newly purchased K1 will come with a new extruder. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. And we'll catch you guys all later. Everybody have a safe week. And if we don't see you sooner, we'll see you on Sunday for my regular live stream at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and I'll try and have a couple more cameras set up so that we can have a closer look at these things. So until then, we'll catch everybody later. Bye for now.